2022 is the year for events at the Alton Towers resort. There is so much happening for all guests, whether you're a thrill seeker or not. For the past few years, we have seen restrictions at every theme park across the world, including Alton Towers. We've seen social distancing, temperature checks to enter the park, limited park and ride capacities, which have ultimately caused longer wait times. There's been lots of reasons why you may have put off visiting the park. But now, with the restrictions coming to an end, 2022 is the perfect time to visit Alton Towers, get back on their record-breaking rides and attractions, and have the perfect day out with your friends and family. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at the different reasons why you should visit the Alton Towers Resort in 2022. Spooky season is going to be bigger and better than ever before this year, because the annual Halloween event Scarefest will be returning for its 15th year. For the past number of years, we have seen returning mazes at Scarefest. Now don't get me wrong, these mazes are great and really scary, but after a few years they can become quite repetitive. The last new scare maze we saw at Scarefest was Toxic Junkyard, which opened during the pandemic. This scare maze took place outdoors, and if you experience it during the evening hours, it can be really scary. But this year, we will be getting a brand new scare maze. Nothing has been announced yet about what this maze might be and whether it will be indoors or outdoors, but it is expected to be a new indoor maze. All mazes from last year and the year before will also be returning this year too. As it's the 15th anniversary of the event, expect big things from this year's Scarefest, and if you're brave enough to experience those spooky scare mazes, then book your ticket to Alton Towers between the 7th to the 9th of October and the 14th to the 30th of October. Please note that, as always, scare maze tickets are sold separately from your entry ticket. Now, when you think of Alton Towers, you probably think of their huge rides and roller coasters. But one of their best events and one of my personal favourite events, it's actually pretty chilled out, and that event is Oktoberfest. Between the 10th of September and the 2nd of October, the annual Oktoberfest event will be returning to Alton Towers for its 3rd year running. This is a fantastic event which features live music, Oktoberfest food options, and entertainment. It's the perfect event for the family, and I would highly recommend taking time out of your day riding rides and roller coasters to go check it out. Oktoberfest is also included in your entry ticket, and as the event begins after the school summer holidays, if you visit during a weekday, then it's likely that there'll be low crowd levels, making it the perfect time to visit the park. Alton Towers have named this year the Year of Brilliant Events, and they're not wrong because pretty much every month this year has an event of some kind, and we'll be kicking off this year with a brand new event called the Festival of Thrills. So what is the Festival of Thrills? So far at the time of recording this video, we haven't received many details. However, what we do know is that this event will focus on the park's major roller coasters. It'll be interesting to see what they do with this. I mean, all year round you can ride the roller coasters, so who knows how they're going to celebrate them. All that we know so far is that there will be live music for each of the big 7 coasters, which are the Smiler, the Wicker Man, Galactica, Oblivion, Nemesis, 13 and Rita. Maybe we'll see new merchandise, maybe we'll have actors themed to each coaster, which would be really cool, especially with the Wicker Man and the Smiler. We'll just have to wait and see. But with the event just around the corner, we should hopefully find out some more news very soon. The Festival of Thrills takes place between the 4th of April to the 6th of May. Back for its 2nd year, between the 21st of May and the 19th of June, you can experience Mardi Gras. This is a carnival-inspired event full of dancing, music, entertainment, and new food options too. We visited during Mardi Gras last year, and in my opinion, this is one of the best events that Alton Towers has ever done. As the event takes place at the beginning of summer, the weather should hopefully be in your favour, and I'm sure you can agree that nothing beats a day at a theme park when the sun is out. I would definitely recommend taking a visit during Mardi Gras, and when the event is included in your entry ticket, you can't go wrong. So next up, let's talk about the Fireworks Spectacular, which takes place in November. Now this event, it might not run all month long like the other events at the park, but if you do manage to catch it in the short time it is running, then you'll find out that it's pretty much, well, spectacular. The Alton Towers Fireworks Spectacular takes place over 3 dates this year, from the 4th to the 6th of November, which of course covers Bonfire Night on the 5th. It may only run for 3 days, but if you can make it down on any of the dates, then I would definitely recommend it because the event gets bigger and better every year. It's expected that the park won't be too busy in the daytime during these dates, but keep in mind that it is November, so it will be a little bit colder this time of year. But other than that, I would highly recommend coming and checking out this awesome spectacular. Last season in 2021, we were introduced to the Retro Squad, which were 3 new flat rides which were not only introduced to bring new experiences to the park, but they were also introduced to disperse the crowd levels to reduce those queue times for the major attractions. Well, this year in 2022, the Retro Squad are back, and they have a brand new addition. Now, I'm not personally a huge fan of flat rides. I love some of them, such as the Blade, and even one of the Retro Squad rides, Roller Disco, but the ones that spin you around continuously and throw you around like Funk and Fly are a no from me. But having said that, plenty of other people, including some of you watching this video I'm sure, will love these flat rides. And this year there is a brand new Retro Squad edition called Spin Jam, which has replaced Mixtape over in X Sector. Spin Jam is a Tivoli Extreme flat ride, and let's just say it's not my cup of tea. But it's a great addition to the park for all you thrill seekers, and an excellent addition to the Retro Squad lineup. Now I'm sure that this will be no news to you, but over the past 2 years there have been many restrictions across theme parks, and this has included rows on trains being left completely empty, and also pre-shows being on a hiatus. Well, this year, thankfully, full ride capacities and pre-shows have returned. Up until the end of last season, there were many restrictions across the park. Don't get me wrong, you could still have an enjoyable day out, but there were rules in place that would slow your day down. Rows would have to be left empty in between each group of riders. This meant that there would be less people on each train, meaning the queues would be longer. Regular train cleaning would also slow the queues down, as they would have to send round empty trains for the cleaning to be effective. The social distancing markers on the ground would spread guests out, making those queues stretch back further than usual, and the much loved pre-shows, the Wicker Man one in particular, was put on hiatus, as this not only slowed the queue down even more, but it also meant gathering in a crowded room which at the time wasn't allowed. Well, although things aren't completely back to normal yet, all the social distancing procedures have come to an end at Alton Towers, which means you can now enjoy those pre-shows and indoor attractions again. And every row on every train can now be filled. So now that things are relatively back to normal, this year is a perfect time to visit the park. Talking of restrictions coming to an end, another one that we have seen make a return is the single rider queue for the Smiler. As well as all the social distancing rules, Alton Towers stopped the single rider queue which could be used for the Smiler. If you've never used a single rider queue before, it's where solo riders can enter and fill in gaps on the trains. The single rider queue is usually less busy than the regular queue, which can have a wait time of up to 2 hours plus. So when this was removed, it was unfortunate for the solo riders as they would have to join the regular queue on their own. But now, the single rider queue has reopened. I've already taken advantage of this queue this season, and I walked straight onto the coaster, so I would definitely recommend it if you don't mind being marmalised without your family and friends. If you're looking at taking your kids to Alton Towers this year, then you'll be very glad to know that the CBeebies Land have not just 1, but 2 new attractions in the area. CBeebies Land has always been a fantastic area for younger park guests, and now with the World of David Walliams opening last season, it's clear that you don't have to be a thrill seeker to make the most out of your entry ticket. And now, new for this season, CBeebies Land has some brand new additions. First, there's Hey Dougie's Big Adventure badge, where you climb, slide and bounce your way through a play in Adventureland. And you can also meet Hey Duggy and collect your big adventure badge. Another new attraction is JoJo and Gran Granite Home, which allows you to head inside the pretty maisonette that fans will be familiar with from one of CBeebies' newest big hit shows. And if those two attractions weren't enough for you, there's also Andy's Adventure Dinosaur Dig, which is a new interactive show based around dinosaurs. So there's plenty going on over in CBeebies Land, so be sure to take your kids this year to check it out. There is plenty to look forward to at Alton Towers this year in 2022. We visited a couple times during the opening week, so if you want to go check out our opening day vlog to see the updates, then I'll leave a link down in the description below. Along with that, we'll also be heading to every event at Alton Towers this year, so make sure to stay tuned on the channel and subscribe so you don't miss any of the vlogs. Which event or update are you most excited to check out this year? Let me know down in the comments below. But that is it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.